All right, Oscar, thank you as always for joining us. If you could get us started with your opening thoughts on today's match.
Disappointed being at home in front of our fans and not getting the result. This is the most painful part. The analysis of the game, I thought we make a couple mistakes on the defensive phase that costly really the game in terms to just chasing it all the time. And in the other side, in the other box, we're not fine. You know, we were optimistic today because we came out from a game that we played very well. And today we were not fine in those two areas. So defensively, those two mistakes. And then offensively, when we had the chance, we couldn't score. So I still have to be balanced on the analysis and not be very passionate just with the result on our shoulders and don't see all those things that we did good in the game, because we did a bunch of things that were good and correct, and the team is getting in there, and then so I have to talk about it too. So we'll keep growing on those things, but it's obviously I need to see with the group how can we grow those things that we're doing good, and then how can we correct those others.
We'll go Michael, then Austin.
Oscar, did you feel that the team was getting enough chances in the second half? Is that why you waited till a little later to start making some of the offensive substitutions?
With Nashville is normally or typical this kind of games. You know, that they wait for you to make a mistake and they settle. And we wanted to move the personnel, but also we needed to see what was the right timing to do it, and not just start losing our heads. But we have a couple chances there. I don't think we have that much volume, but we have a couple chances that allow us to tie the game, and then before the other mistake we made on the transition. And then after that, we just start moving desperately. I don't think we were moving correctly. We were just trying to do things, and then with them sitting low, they know how to do it. We lost connections there, and then we stopped creating more clear chances. That's what I felt.
Austin and Irving.
Oscar, just in terms of that last game that you mentioned, where do you feel things kind of changed from that performance in Philly to today?
The effectiveness in the two areas. That definitely. I think the game between those two lines were very correct. But the games get decided on the two areas. Offensively, we were sharp in Philadelphia. We were lethal when we had those chances, and then here when we had it, we couldn't. And instead, we allowed them to get in behind of us and a play that is very typical from them. That we were conscious about it. It's not a surprise there that they see it and they just try to get in behind of us, and they did it.
To the back with Irving.
Oscar Alexander Pareja Gómez, muy buenas noches, Erwin Bustamante por Bar TV. Profe, ¿cree usted que se ha perdido un poco la química en el equipo y siempre ha pasado que las oportunidades no son favorables para el equipo? Se llega, pero no con mucha oportunidad de gol. Gracias, profe.
Bueno, no creo que se hayan perdido en 3 días, 4 días que tenemos de trabajo después de lo que dijimos en Filadelfia, que habíamos recuperado otra vez nuestras químicas. Creo que estamos teniendo dificultades para ser muy correctos en las dos áreas. Yo creo que el juego entre líneas nuestro, entre esas dos líneas del box-box es muy bueno. Pero en el área defendiendo y en el área atacando todavía no encontramos esa efectividad. De eso somos conscientes, ¿no? Pero seguimos. Yo creo que es un equipo que entiende dónde está, empezando por el entrenador, y que también tenemos nuestra responsabilidad, porque en casa hay que ganar. En casa hay que ganar. we need to win at home, guys. We're conscious about it. This is good to win away, but we need to win at home. Tenemos que ganar en casa. En frente de nuestros fans tenemos que ganar.
Go to the back.
¿Qué tal, profesor? Marco Quesada, Everardo Herrera de Costa Rica. Hay veces es complicado hablar del arbitraje, pero creo que hoy hubo dos factores que, bueno, en mi apreciación, en el primer gol del Nashville, el balón no estaba por completo detenido, iba rodando y creo que usted lo vi reclamándolo o hablándole al cuarto referee. Y otra jugada en el área que quizás hay un agarronazo, si más no me equivoco, fue a Torres, que pudieron también haber incidido en el marcador. Buenas noches.
Sí, muy buenas noches. Sí, hombre, mira, yo a veces me siento en una situación como la de hoy, donde perdemos nuestros puntos en casa. No me siento bien hablando del arbitraje, porque yo creo que primero asumimos las responsabilidades, pero realmente lo que marca está siendo discutido en el banco y en el camerino, ¿no? Es algo real, ¿no? Tengo que revisarlo para poder ser concreto con eso, pero hablar hoy o en este momento del arbitraje, pues yo creo que mejor tomamos y asumimos nuestra responsabilidad. Gracias.
We'll finish up with Gramajo in the front here.
Profe, te quería, sigo con una respuesta que acabas de decir, donde el equipo está luchando en la parte defensiva, en la parte ofensiva. Esta noche entraste con casi la misma alineación de la semana pasada, pero con estas luchas que está teniendo el equipo en la parte defensiva y la parte ofensiva. Estamos en un punto en la temporada donde se tiene que analizar un poco cómo vas a poner la alineación entrando para el próximo partido y quizás donde vas a experimentar un poco más en cómo se ve la alineación entrando, bueno, no juegan la próxima semana, pero entrando a Minnesota ya en 2 semanas.
Sí, pues mira, yo pienso que nuestra responsabilidad, mi responsabilidad con la elección, con la preparación, con la alineación, yo creo que es eso, pues sobra decírselos, que a ustedes muchachos saben que yo asumo esas responsabilidades. Cuando uno no gana, todo parece que no es. Cuando uno gana, todo parece que es. Yo creo que en eso hay que tener equilibrio, porque yo no voy a perder la cabeza ahora. Así como tampoco fuimos los mejores de la liga ganándole a Filadelfia, hoy tampoco somos lo peor. Hay que tener tranquilidad y mirar, pero tenemos un grupo de jugadores muy buenos, y saben que yo asumo esa responsabilidad, pero estoy muy contento con el grupo. I want to translate this in English too. This is a great question. We cannot lose our head. We were not the best team in the league after we beat Philadelphia. We're not the worst tonight either. We have to keep our heads up. We need to be calm, and then you know that the responsibility of the coach is just try to glue them together and see how can we use all those chemistry and the players that we have, that we're good players that we have. We have a good group, and a group that I believe to. So keep the balance. And let us set. We have to respond. The season is early. We don't feel good now, just losing 2 games at home at all, in front of our people. But we have to be what we are, professionals, and just keep moving forward.
Thank you, Oscar.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, like you said, a tough result. I didn't think they created too many chances. They got in behind us a couple times. The first goal was off of a quick free kick. Yeah, and then I thought we created a little bit more in the second half. We just couldn't finish.
Kyle, Nashville's always a tough team to break down. What did you guys do tonight that you thought you did well, and what did you do that you thought maybe you needed to work a little better at?
I thought we controlled the tempo of the game well. We did well building up the field, breaking their press, but I think we need to work on being focused when the ball gets played in behind, and then also just creating more volume inside the box and scoring goals.
Speaking of that volume, it looked like at some point, at various points during the game, the offense was kind of running through you whenever you got the ball on that right side and you had to whip in those crosses. What was it just like, kind of making sure you get some of those balls in there and making sure that you were connecting with the right players to hopefully finish a play there?
Yeah, I think it's putting pace on the ball, putting it in the right area, and then making sure, like when the ball gets wide, that we have people in the box. I'd say like 4 people in the box.
Did it make it a little difficult knowing that Nashville had some really tall center backs?
Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. They have, like you said, they have Zimmerman and Mayer, who are like 6'4", and they're both good players, so it makes it tough, yes.
Kyle, Fafa Pico is very fast, as known. He played in other clubs in Houston, Dallas. There was any type of tactic, I mean, knowing that probably Zimmerman or somebody else would make a long ball just to take advantage of his speed?
Yeah, I think it's trying to keep him in front of you, not letting him get in behind, and giving yourself some space to, so you have like a head start on him. So when the ball gets played, that you have that little bit of head start to clear the ball.
Oscar talked a little bit about trying to find the balance and the chemistry of this team. How do you feel, as someone who's been out there the last couple of games, how do you feel like it's coming together?
Yeah, it's definitely like, it's a process. It's a long season. There's a lot of new players on the team, and, we need to be at our best as the season progresses, and tonight is like a learning experience. Like, I would say every loss, you have to, and even wins, you should learn from them and try to, progress as a team, so that way you're just putting one foot in front of the next, and by the end of the year, you're running on all cylinders.
Kind of looking at that game against Philadelphia last week, what do you feel kind of changed? Obviously, different opponent, different play styles, but just from your perspective, what was the difference from your team's play from last week to this week?
Yeah, like you said, it was a completely different game, I would say, because Philly is more like back and forth, where tonight it was more possession-based, I would say. But, yeah, I think it's hard to say. I have to watch a film and analyze the game, but yeah, it's a different game.
The team has a bye week now. You guys have the week off, and then you travel to Minnesota. I mean, how important is this week off going to be? And more in terms of kind of wiping this loss away and kind of just reshuffling and just resetting the state of mind of this team.
Yeah, that's like you just said. Like, it's a good time to rest your mind and your body as well, and getting ready for the week to come, because now we have about 2 weeks to prepare for Minnesota, and it's just getting the rest so that you're ready when your number's called for the next game.
It was a little unclear watching the game, like what happened on the second goal. Can you just kind of give your perspective on what happened on the second one?
No fue muy claro qué pasó en el segundo gol de ellos, que si puede dar tu perspectiva de qué pasó en el segundo.
Sí, bueno, el segundo tiempo salimos un poco a buscar el partido, dejamos algunos huecos, tenía como 2, creo, me parece, entrando por la mitad del punto penal, pero bueno, son cosas que tenemos que corregir.
Yeah, we came out in the second half trying to find the game a little bit. There was a few plays that we wavered on. There was some entries that we allowed to get to the penalty spot, I think 2 or 3, but those are things that we have to fix.
Pedro, la verdad que la defensa se jugó bien, pero parece que los primeros minutos la delantera no pudo completar los goles. ¿Cómo se está manejando el grupo? ¿Cómo está el profesor? Porque la verdad que empiezan bien, pero algo pasa y obviamente el otro equipo tiene que atacar, es el gol también, ¿no? Pero ¿qué crees que está pasando? ¿Qué le falta al equipo un poco?
Sí, hoy nos costó, nos llegaron muy poco y nos concretaron. Tenemos que corregir eso ya, porque se vienen partidos más difíciles. Seguro que estas semanas vamos a tener tiempo de analizarlo y de hablarlo.
Yeah, it cost us today. Those are things that we have to fix. We know that that there's games coming up that are going to be more difficult. There's these next 2 weeks. We're sure to have time to analyze what happened and to try and correct those things moving into this game in 2 weeks against Minnesota.
Hablas del tiempo que van a tener una semana para reposar y regresar al campeonato otra vez, pero Una cosa que dijo Oscar hace poco era el reto que todavía no hay un equilibrio en el grupo, donde todavía luchan defensivamente y ofensivamente. No sé cómo ves vos ese análisis y cómo el equipo puede estar más equilibrio para empezar a sacar resultados, especialmente aquí en casa.
Sí, yo creo que el partido de hoy, como todo el campeonato por ahí, tuvimos claras, no supimos concretar, y hoy creo que en la última línea junto conmigo no estuvimos tan bien. Tenemos que corregir, tenemos que ser un equipo bastante sólido, estamos entre ganar, empatar, perder y tenemos que encontrar una línea.
Yeah, we've got good plans for the season. We have to solidify those, and we've got to make sure that moving forward, we've got a good team. We need to fix what's going on in terms of some of those goals that are getting through the back line. But we have to know that we're a solid team. Whether we win, draw, or lose, those things are going to happen. So we need to keep our heads held high.
Pedro, bueno, tú eres capitán de la selección peruana, uno de los capitanes del equipo de acá. ¿Qué mensaje le puedes mandar a los fans en estos últimos partidos en casa que nos sacan un resultado positivo, pero sabemos de que tienen un buen equipo con mucha experiencia?
Sí, no, hay buen equipo, hay un grupo importante, un grupo bastante humilde. No se nos ha dado en casa, sabemos que tenemos esa deuda, sabemos que la gente quiere que ganemos en casa, pero vamos a trabajarlo. Tenemos justo esta semana para tomar las cosas con tranquilidad, corregir errores, y eso es lo que vamos a hacer.
Yeah, we've got a very good team. We've got a strong group, a humble group. We know that the fans want us to win at home, and we haven't been strong at home yet this year. And we know that the fans want to see those wins at home. We've got these next weeks to adjust that, to take these next weeks and analyze it with some tranquility, and look ahead about how we're able to fix that and give the fans a show that they deserve at home.
Pedro, te quería preguntar, este año se ha notado una diferencia en tu forma, no sé si vos mismo lo sentís también que estás jugando a otro nivel. No sé cómo puedes reaccionar con eso, porque obviamente se nota todas las atajadas que estás haciendo este año y las reacciones que trae los aficionados acá, pero ¿te sientes que has asumido otro rol diferente a comparado de los años pasados?
Sí, bueno, este año me puse el reto de salir el mejor arquero de la MLS. Vengo preparándome para eso desde la pretemporada. Me está ayudando una persona en el tema del estado físico, y junto con el preparador de arqueros estamos haciendo un gran trabajo. Se está reflejando un poco partido a partido. Quiero seguir creciendo, no me quiero quedar simplemente en un arquero regular. Quiero ser el mejor y para eso estoy trabajando.
Yeah, I came into this year looking to be the best goalkeeper in MLS. Prepared for a long time for that. I've prepared throughout the entire preseason for that. I've worked with someone on my physical abilities, and combined with the technical staff here and continuing to work with them. I think it's starting to reflect a little bit on the field in terms of what people are seeing of my game. And I'm just going to keep working through that and try to put myself at the top of MLS as a goalkeeper.